Welcome to our I Am Workshop Conversation Series, a transformative journey designed to inspire self-discovery and ignite your creative spirit. With your hosts, Anna Maria Davalos, Maria Lanes, and Maclovia Martel. Today's guest is Julia Griffin, an internationally known intuitive healer, life coach, and writer. She helps people awaken their true self and consciously co-create their reality through universal law. An alchemist, astrologer, herbalist, and Reiki master, Julia reads energy and guides clients towards rapid, lasting transformation inspired by nature. Welcome to our show, Julia. Thank you for being here.
Coming.
Welcome, Julia.
I'm so glad to be here with you. Thank you.
Yeah, we're very looking forward to this.
We're eager to hear everything.
Yes. So our first question, can you tell us about a pivotal moment in your life that has transformed you into who you are now?
I think the biggest one was meeting real live wolves and hearing them talk like a real person, and eventually being able to hear the thoughts of animals, plants, and people. And that came in 3 levels: first animals, then plants, and then people. And I understand why it happened that way, because most people have a lot of negative thoughts. Animals and plants really don't. So that was a good way that it happened. I had awakened before I saw them, and we all describe this the same way, everybody who's awakened, is you see that in every single particle of matter, there is light. So there's light, like universal light, behind the tree in my yard, behind the parking lot, behind the houses. It's all composed of light. And so, of course, you are too. And all that light is dancing together. And that lasted probably for a couple hours. I could keep seeing that. And I knew I had awakened, because that doesn't just happen, right? Mm-hmm. And about 2 weeks after that, I had a dream or a vision of a white wolf with blue eyes that came and howled underneath my window. I kept trying to wake up my now ex-husband, and he would hear it and he would say, "Oh my God, that sounds terrible. I'm going back to sleep." Oh, so here I am, just scared to death with this wolf howling. Mm-hmm. Then 2 weeks later, on the full moon, he told me that a friend of his had 2 hybrid wolves. Would I like to go see them? And I said, yeah, but I'll probably stay in the car. Well, when I saw them, it was like a magnet pulling me into it. I mean, I probably would have climbed over the fence to be in the pen with them. I was that attracted. Well, when I went in, it's like this huge energy just hits you. And it's like the trees get bigger, all the sounds in nature get louder. You can feel the sky and the clouds in it. And then here's a wolf. And of course, I knew it was coming from the wolf. And he was pretty much a wild wolf. No one had really handled him or done anything with him. And he jumped up and he put his paws on my shoulder and his head on over here. And that was kind of scary, because it's close to your neck, right? Mm-hmm. And so his name was Lobo. And I said, Lobo, you have to be good if you want me to stay in here with you. So he immediately rolled on the ground. And later on, when I learned wolf terms, that means to submit, when they roll over and show you their belly. So then I decided, well, this is probably as much as I can handle right now. I backed out of the pen. I get home that night and Lobo starts talking to me. I lived in this really rural place. And he said, there's an herb that will stop bleeding. And he showed me the location on the mountain. He told me other things, like how he could take a path from where he was to where I lived. Lots and lots of things. So during this couple-week period, he showed me some of the things that the wolves knew and their myths and about how we came to the planet. And so anyway, I wrote those down. And then I didn't want 2 wolves. I had a child that was like 4 then. I heard that someone was coming to take them. And so I asked if I could come by in time to say goodbye to them, the 2 wolves, Maya and Lobo. And when I got there, she had already loaded them up in her SUV. And I started crying, and I said, I'm sorry. I said, it's just I can hear what they're saying.
Oh,
and I'll probably never get to see them again. And she said, well, I have 9 more at home. Why don't you follow me home?
wow.
So I did. And then they started talking to me, and they would say things that were so accurate that she couldn't deny it. I could tell in the beginning she was like, yeah, people say lots of things. Well, when we got there, the children were in, and we had some tea and something to eat, and her house wolves came in, and they would just sit by you. They would lie on the floor. She, she said, do you want to give them a treat? Which, of course, we all did. And she said, make them sit and make them wait. So you say, sit, sits, wait, wait. Anything you say, they understand and they do. So I thought that was really impressive. And at that point, I was sort of almost obsessed with them. And as
Mhm.
I went over more and more and more, they told me secrets about the universe. They helped me awaken my intuition. And they told me a lot about how things work in the spirit world. Like, I'll give you a good example. You know, we all want to manifest things. We all want a better life. We all want more joy, right?
Mhm.
Better
Mhm.
health, vitality, all that. Well, the thing is that you have to align with it with your heart. It's not just wishing. It's like wanting it with all your heart.
Mhm.
So as they're telling me all this, I'm thinking one day, gosh, I wish I had some more money because I was a stay-at-home mom. Didn't have much money of my own at that point. And the wolves say, your grandmother will send you $100 this weekend. I thought, yeah, right. I'm going to win the lottery tomorrow. Well, sure enough, there was a check from grandmother on Friday for $100.
Oh.
And as things like that happened more and more and more, and they never told me anything that wasn't true, you begin to really believe it, right?
One question, in manifestation, there's a lot of myths, and there's a lot of different things. Like some people say you can manifest who you are, not anything else, or not coming from lack. Like if you want something or you need something, sometimes that doesn't give you what you want. That would be my
Well,
question.
not from a point of view of being needy. If
Ah,
you see
okay.
yourself as already having it, you will manifest it.
Yeah.
But if you're like going around saying, I need it, they were just proving to me that they knew everything with that about my grandmother. Because usually if she sent me money, it was $50, had been for years. So
Right.
that
I
was so
mean,
out of sync that it made me believe them.
exactly. I mean,
Interesting.
I'm trying to imagine all of this process. How did it, did you hear voices from them? I mean, what
Mhm.
is the communication or
Yeah, they
feelings?
have a really strong voice, like psychically. I could hear them. And they would also give me practical advice. Like I had a huge herb garden and it had been pasture, so there were just weeds everywhere. And I thought, it doesn't do, I don't know why I'm going out to weed. It doesn't do any good. And they said, see that there are fewer weeds. And it worked. And I
Ah,
think that's kind of a life lesson, see that there are fewer obstacles.
Mm.
right.
Hmm.
And how do you think that anybody can, I mean, you have a gift,
Well,
right?
they taught me how to do it. I think anyone can learn how to do it. I teach awakening classes, and the people who go to the classes and practice the techniques usually manifest what they want.
Mhm. Wow. Well, I'm talking about communicating with the animals. I have 2 dogs and a deer,
You're
you know,
already good at it.
so I'm wondering,
Well, as a
how,
child, I grew up in a place that was mostly woods, and our nearest neighbor was about a mile away. So I
Mhm.
spent all my time with animals as much as I could. And I used to always think I would give anything if I could hear what they were saying.
Oh,
And I can
wow.
remember after I'd been seeing the wolves for about 3 months, they said, your wish came true. And I thought, what wish? And they said, oh, you'll figure it out. And
Wow.
I did. But I had probably wished that, 20,000 times as a child because I knew how the animal felt, but I
Right.
couldn't hear what they were thinking.
So,
Yeah.
so
And
these,
that comes with dogs also?
Hmm.
With any kind of animals, you can.
Yeah, like this morning, my cat was upstairs and my dog was in here, and I was throwing a ball for him, and he was barking and running around and being outrageous. And I could hear my cat upstairs tell me, that's what's so much better about a cat. They can just be quiet and lie on the sofa and keep you company.
And
so
and
these
how did it?
animals know how to heal themselves. with the
To some
herbs.
degree, sometimes they need help with it, like all of us do. Our universe is kind of set up so that we need help. Maybe I had all of these abilities, but I never would have gotten there without the wolves.
Mhm.
So we all need help. It's like right now, if I'm manifesting something and I can't quite figure it out, someone else listening to me and helping me change it just a little, that may be the push that may
You
be all
need.
needed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
some things we can do by ourselves and some things that we can't. Um, to me, as you manifest, you become more awake because
Mhm.
sometimes you manifest things you really didn't want, and you're like, "What was I thinking?"
Mm-hmm.
Right. And sometimes we shouldn't manifest what we want.
Exactly, but it's a learning experience. What I say is, the more you do the work, the quicker we can change it. If you make a mistake,
Mm-hmm.
So these
Yeah.
wolves awakened your gift. They
definitely.
awakened, and previous to the wolves, had you
I
had
had
this?
had one time. Now, I'd always meditated a lot. I'd
Mhm.
always been really intuitive, but not like that. Not
Mhm.
with this very deep
Mhm.
knowing that I was right.
So you had
Mm-hmm.
a special connection with the wolves,
hmm
and you were supposed to meet them.
Yeah, I was supposed to meet them. And the funny thing is that when you go through awakening, the rule is that you'll meet your teacher. So here I am out in rural America next to a mountain and a dirt road. I would look. I would say, like, maybe somebody's walking down the road. Maybe my teacher's coming. And then it was a long time before I realized that the wolves came to be my teacher.
Wow.
Incredible, incredible. I was just talking to Maclovia because my dog died, a Shih Tzu. He's been 15 years with me 2 weeks ago. And for me, it has been really hard. I'm not telling too many people what I felt. He was like my baby. But I have this sometimes this guilt feeling. He was 15, but he was having diarrhea, blood, and everything. And something told me inside that it was his time. So I
Right.
went there, and yeah, he had the shot. But I still, I
He's
was
still
telling
with
Lovia
you.
and Maclovia,
She
I
feels a lot of
sometimes
guilt.
I feel guilt. Is like maybe it wasn't his time. Maybe we could have done something. And I miss him so much. But I have this
Your
yeah,
dog
I can't
stayed with
sleep.
you as long as he could.
Yeah.
Mm.
He stayed as long as he could. And a lot of times animals will reincarnate. So
In
Mm.
you
other
could,
animals.
uh-huh. Well, just as the same animal, sometimes in the same form, sometimes as a different kind of dog. But you can ask about it. I mean, I had a cat that reincarnated with me 5 times, but he looked different every time.
Different personality?
Just
Same.
different outer look.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
twice he was so beautiful, people kept stealing them. So I said, "You'll still be beautiful, but come back with something people don't want to take." But the last time he came back as a huge ginger cat.
My Chihuahua, he passed away in 2022, and I would sit and meditate, and I would like pretend I was petting him. And then my goddaughter said, "Maclovia, I found a dog for you at the shelter." And he looked exactly like my other one. Different
Mhm.
personality. My other one was like very chill, Buddha like. This one is like, oh my God.
I think you got part of the reincarnation thing, which was wanting a dog that looked like that.
Or I manifested. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you manifested it, but what you really want is for your dog to come back to you, however it does.
Yeah.
Now, how did you move to the next level? You said you started first with the wolves, and with the animals,
Well,
and then with
because
people.
at that point, my friend Liz, she bred wolves. So people were always coming over with problems with them. And after I'd been reading her wolves for a while and given her tons of correct information, highly accurate, other people started bringing their wolves on Sunday for me to read.
Oh.
And like one
Mhm.
example that stands out, as these people said their wolves just didn't seem that happy. And so anyway, I start looking, and at that point, Juno the alpha wolf helped me with everything. And I see them putting them in this little pen, going inside, watching television and drinking wine. And these are people who said they take them out for an hour every day. And, then I could hear them say, "Well, do you think it would be okay if we just didn't get them out today?" But that went on and on. So I said, maybe you spend a lot of time with them in the mornings because I didn't get a clear read on the mornings. But I said at night, you just put them in this little pen after you feed them. And then they say you go watch television and drink wine. And they just completely blushed. And they were like, wow, sometimes we do that. They said, so what can we do that's better? And I said, first of all, they need a much larger pen. And second of all, they want you to take them out of the pen and play with them for an hour every night, and maybe even more on the weekends. These were hybrid wolves that people had paid for.
So it's a mix, a hybrid.
Yeah, it's usually
Yeah.
Malamute actually makes the best mix. And so they were probably 60-40, 60% wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And Julia, can you do that with people also?
Mhm.
Like you can like suppose if we ask you, we've had this dream and then suddenly became I am conversations and we're trying to manifest a lot of things. How can you help? Suppose in our case, like we started like something really small and now we're getting so many views and this and that. You can know if that was our purpose, is part of what
It's
we
to
had to do.
eventually take you somewhere else, but it's the right thing for you to be doing now. But the major thing that you're doing is opening yourself up to new thoughts and allowing your higher self or your inner self to ask questions from that. You have the ego and you have your inner self. And when we go through manifesting something, let's say maybe I want a car because I want to look good, but the truth is I probably just want a nice car that drives well, right? So I would have to separate it out from my ego of wanting to go like, and everybody will look at me in my car. That's just
Mm-hmm.
silly.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come together and it's a different thought.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out a different way. Like,
Yeah.
he's not here anymore, but when my father was sick, I had to get another car because he was 5 hours away. And I went down there a lot. And I couldn't decide what I wanted. And so I wrote a letter to my angels. And I said, please don't let me miss the car that's right for you, for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm at the bank. I'm making a deposit. I can't quite get to the little plastic thing, so I get out. So right across the street is a red convertible for sale. And I
Oh.
bought it because it was almost instantaneous.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
Oh my
perfect for
God.
those long drives because most of it was just rural America where your cell phone doesn't even work. But it was a fun car to drive to do all of that.
Are certain people just born naturally to manifest? Because I see some people they just do it so easily.
Well, usually they've had it in other lifetimes,
Okay.
or the things that they're manifesting, they're doing in other lifetimes.
Okay. Another question, Julia, in quantum physics, well, I was listening to Bashar the other time, and everything's happening at the same time. It's like he says it's not past or present or future, but it's linear time that we have to have here on Earth. But everything is going on. It's like another realm. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, alternate and parallel
Alternate,
realities.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would say this, like when I was getting those great big varooms from the wolves,
Mm-hmm.
I knew I had been through initiations with them in other lifetimes, and everything had lined up for those moments. That was really clear. What I suspect, and there's nothing to prove it, it's just like a personal intuition, is in those moments when we really change our lives for the better, like maybe all three of you deciding to do this show, there's that varoom.
Mm-hmm.
You're pulling in all this stuff from all the other lifetimes and they're all merging.
Mm-hmm.
But does that happen to Julia when she's washing dishes? I think not.
Yeah, very
Yeah, you just don't
interesting.
know.
So it's
Very
where our consciousness is. That's when we're pulling in everything is happening at once.
Is there a best time to in the mornings or in the evenings or in the like to manifest, to meditate, to
Mhm. In the morning, when I first wake up, I have a few sips of coffee and then I get to work meditating. I usually go outside and sit on the deck because I know when I hit it, the deer and the birds will all appear. And so
What
you'll
what
get
what about
signs.
coincidences and synchronicities? Is that part of the manifestation when you're trying?
When you're aligned, synchronicity picks up.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Like I have a cardinal and 7 or 8 deer that show up the second I hit it. In the summer, it's hummingbirds in front of my face, so I try to keep
Right.
my eyes closed.
Uh-huh. And the right person comes in, the right thing and the right message, but you have to be open to see those
Hmm.
messages, right?
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
also visualize whatever it is that I want to manifest, which for all of us, that's feeling better, having more physical vitality,
mm-hmm.
having success and abundance in people who love us and get us.
Yeah.
Very,
I
very interesting.
I think it's so beautiful. I mean, this experience really changed the way of your human experience,
Completely. Totally, completely.
right? I mean, you're
Yeah,
talking to us, you're
because if
telling me
you
the
go
story.
from being intuitive to absolutely knowing, that's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Another question, clients, do you have a lot of clients that come to you with different questions, not necessarily about their animals, but about what they're going through also?
Yeah, their lives. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And how do you do this? Do you check their can you see the auras, or you
Well,
just
I
receive the
ask them to
messages?
tell me what's wrong and what they want to change. And then
Uh-huh.
I look at that and I'll immediately I always ask, what is the main thing to work on?
Hmm.
So we'll work on that and we'll change it because you can actually change energy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can
And you
clear
teach
it,
them
you
how
can
to put the
delete it.
frequency.
Hmm. You can see a situation differently.
Interesting.
A really good example is someone who didn't get to see her daughter when she was in high school. And I started imagining what her daughter might have been like because she's a wonderful person. Had she been able to see her mother, it was great. And her daughter immediately started calling her and trying to get closer to her just from my imagining that.
So it
Wow.
was like you made a phone call telepathically, through telepathy,
Hmm. And
right? I
so,
mean, we
yeah,
are able to connect
hmm,
through brain waves,
right. Because that
and
was
you
a
just have to be receptive.
possibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I activated the feelings of the possibility.
Hmm.
Interesting, because right now I feel that my dog wants to say something. I'm doing the pendulum, but it's like I'm trying to get the messages, and I picked up his ashes yesterday, and suddenly songs came with the right songs. Like for me, it was like a message from him because he used to sing in the car
Right.
with me. I mean, we used to sing together, and he would just do
I
these
think
noises.
part of your message, and it's really hard to do. I'm like one of those people who cries every day for a year when I lose an animal,
Hmm.
is to let go of the sadness as much as you can and open up a space for your dog to come back into your life.
That makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm,
Yes.
mm-hmm,
Yes.
mm-hmm.
I really think that happened to me. I
It does
really do.
happen.
Yeah. 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 Um, now, are you psychic? Uh,
Hmm.
Um,
Always have been.
so
Ah,
so you
okay.
see into the future.
I can if I want to. I
Hmm.
usually don't because I
Hmm.
figure my big thing to do is to deal with today and
Yeah,
maybe as
the
far as
present.
next week. Now, when I did the summit with Jill Jackson, she asked me, so I took a look. But I usually don't look. I just say, there's the astrology for the next 2 months.
Hmm.
And this is what I learned is that if I throw out a prediction and it's really good, people are usually afraid of life getting that good. So I
Yes.
stopped doing that. If it's a negative projection and it's a negative person, they'll make it happen only worse. So I just stopped with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do write a little bit about astrology, but what I'm saying is these are the energies. Like one person called me and said, is this really good energy for an Aries this year? And I said, well, it could be. Neptune is moving into Aries, but I said, it doesn't matter what's happening. It's what you do with the energy right now, today and
Okay.
tomorrow.
So
The
keep
power
that
of now.
frequency high,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that your frequency very high, and just know that it's here. It's
Right, but I
already.
mean, it's also like if I do an astrological thing and I see that it's a time that it's easy to argue with people or get your feelings hurt, I'll tell myself, okay, so it's 10 more days of this. Let's get through it and then see how you feel.
How do you see what's happening right now in the world? How do you see crisis?
I see two things. One is this craziness continues through 2026. I haven't looked farther than that. The other thing is that there's a huge wave of awakening,
Mhm.
and that's how we learn about our inner self. And we've also had the monks that are walking for peace very
Yeah.
close to us. And I have been amazed at how much peace I have felt, even though they're in a different state.
Mhm.
And that made me see that if we could all get into a place of peace, how we manifest anything we wanted. Like no more hungry people,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
no
Mhm.
more
Yeah.
homeless people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
love
like
and
this
peace.
desperation. You want something so much and you get so stressed. And what I found out is that stress doesn't let you manifest because it's
No,
our mind, it's our thoughts that keep on going. So that's what you would recommend: meditation and relaxing.
feeling peace, feeling happy, connecting
Mm-hmm.
with nature.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Grounding.
that's how we align with the part of ourselves where we connect to the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm.
that's what we feel with meditation. If there's enough peace and enough love, nothing's going to happen but good things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. I
And that's
think
what
that
the
peace
animals
starts with,
bring.
Mhm.
That's
yeah.
what animals bring.
Animals
Peace and
bring
love.
wonderful energies.
That's what makes you feel. They're very supportive
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
animals.
really are. That's
Hmm.
what they want. I mean, it's like when all the sonic sounds that the wolves make, that the coyotes make, that the foxes make, the whales, the dolphins, those sonic sounds are actually a song of creation that keeps the earth going. I mean,
Yeah.
all the animals so want us to come into a place of sovereignty and
Hmm.
peace.
Hmm.
They are a great example, you know.
Lolly, why don't you tell her about your deer? That is amazing. I mean, she has
Oh,
she has trained the deer that when she tell her about the bell. I mean, that is
no,
amazing.
my husband found a little baby. What are they called? Fawn.
Fawn.
He found a
Fun.
fawn. And we started taking care of it. And now it's grown and we feed it every afternoon, every morning. And when it comes, I feel peace. I'm thankful it comes every day because it does have a choice to go and wander, but she
Hmm.
stays around.
With
Deer
the dogs.
represent unconditional love.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one too as a pet. She was so tame, she would come up the stairs and into the house. But she
Yeah.
finally
No,
went
no.
back to the wild and had babies, which, that's successful.
When you are so close to this, different animals who are not, commonly domesticated animals, what I have
Mhm.
realized is how smart animals are.
Incredible. They know everything.
That's yeah.
Yeah, they know everything. They
I know.
understand.
And they absorb your energy, correct? Like if
All
and they
animals
get
try to absorb as much of your negative energy as is possible.
mm,
That was another good thing about being friends with a pack of wolves. They could just absorb it all.
mm-hmm.
Ah,
Yeah, because
That's like my
my
daughter.
first dog, he went through my mother's. I had to take care of my mother, so it was a lot of. I
Yeah,
was stressed out, and poor dog. He passed away. He had a tumor
right.
in his little body, and
Hmm.
and I always felt like I it was from the stress.
It was from the stress.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And Julia, do you think we can come back as animals?
No.
Like if we choose or no?
Mm-mm. No. According to the wolves, we came to this planet after evolution had taken place, and we came on a wave of light. And we were as we are now, only much more perfect. Like we could say, I want an apple, and it would just appear. Yeah, that was when we were in alignment with our ability. So we have a long way to go with manifesting.
wow.
Hmm.
And have you written the story of the wolves?
Some of it, yeah.
It's a beautiful story.
Thank you. It was one of the most wonderful things that have ever happened to me. I mean, I
Wow.
didn't
Yeah.
even, I mean, I knew what they were writing about, but I didn't think that like a person like me would get to know their inner self or start having it talk. And when your inner self talks, that's when you feel the stillness and the peace
Hmm. And
or
when
the flow.
Hmm.
the flow, yeah. And when you said we first came here, we could think of something and it would happen. Is that
Right.
more the fifth dimension way energy?
Well, here's the thing is there wasn't any part of us that was out of alignment with the earth. And I could probably name, we all could, 5 or 6 things about myself, habits, the way I think, things that I do that are out of alignment with the earth.
Interesting.
And what
And
other lessons? What is the biggest lesson you learned from them? Or what is their message to us, Vivat?
Well, how many negative thoughts people have?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I can give you an example. I had things that had happened in my childhood that were pretty traumatic. And at certain times during the day, I would just have almost a profound depression. And when my first wolf, Maya, came to live with me, one day when I was kind of going into that dark place, I heard lie down. So I lay down on the sofa and she came up. And in place of that, I remembered things like being at the beach as a small child with my parents and how happy it was. Um, the first time I was kissed by someone I really loved. Um, what it was like to be like early in a pregnancy and go to sleep in church. But it was like a spring day with the sun coming through the window and it just felt wonderful. So she went through my memories and pulled out the best ones. And she moved me from a place of depression to a place of bliss. And at that
Wow.
point, I could see it was possible.
That is so beautiful.
Because
Beautiful.
we all have our personal darknesses, right?
Right.
But we don't necessarily know how to get out of them, even if we know that they pull us down.
And changing the habits. I mean, we were listening to Joe Dispenza the other day. It's like, it's so hard to change a habit of supposedly bad thoughts every morning. So how to change the habits is you start doing different things. So you would have different thoughts and you would start feeling different. What would you suggest for that?
Well, sometimes that works. Meditation always helps. The other thing is to say, what is a different frequency that I can find to be in a different place? So I can give you a good example. I cooked a 5-course meal for Christmas, a Chinese meal. I had wrappings from all these presents because it was like last minute because I still had to do my readings on Monday and Tuesday, what I would normally do in a week. So we can say I was pretty tired and not cleaning up behind myself very well. And I can remember walking in the kitchen and thinking, I just can't do it. It's too much. I'm going to have to hire someone. And then I thought, what if I just clean one little section? I can do that. And so then it changed it because I was like, by lunchtime, I was like, so what if I clean the next little section?
Right.
But I never let myself go to, how am I going to clean up this whole room?
You just went
So
a
in
little bit at a
small
time.
little increments,
Small steps.
small steps,
Yeah.
small increments. Yes.
And that really does help because like if you've ever had a huge garden with a lot of weeds, if you think, I don't know how I'm going to weed this huge garden, well, you won't do it. But if you say, I think I can weed one bed, you can do it.
Exactly.
So in manifesting, like we say, okay, we want $10 million. We should start with just 1 million and then go up.
Start
or
with
just
$10.
$1.
Well, what's the
we
amount
get
you
3 cents.
Okay, so 2 ways to do this. One is, what is the amount that you have ever manifested before? Whatever that is, just think about it and see yourself getting that again because you know you can do it. The other thing is everybody has a flip out point for money. For some people, like if they get down to 10,000, they start to flip out. For some people, it's 100, 200. For millionaires, it's their last million. At your flip out point, you will inevitably bring in more money. So something I say is whatever your flip out point is, add 50% to it. And then you'll have that much more money.
Yeah,
That's
because
one
if
way of doing
you're
it.
someone who's never felt $10 million, you're not going to manifest it immediately. You have to start with what you have had before,
Right.
a large amount of money, like for you.
Yeah, you've got to do it in steps usually. So that's one way that you can actually do it. And I mean, we've all had that time that you were down to a certain amount of money and you go, oh my God, I have got to bring in more money. I've got to do more. And you do it because you don't want to live with that flipped out feeling.
Yeah, and for everybody it's different, and everybody has a different need. Yeah. So like you say, for some people $10,000 is enough. For some people it will be 3 million. So it's
I know. It just depends on your life and your lifestyle.
And it's not about money, it's about being happy. That's what I always say. I mean, success is so different to everybody. Success is not necessarily money.
No.
I mean,
but
we have a
it's good to
purpose.
not have to worry about money.
And to do this in joy and happiness.
Right.
Like
and to know that you can and that you're building your skills as a person who's manifesting is a lot more fun than just saying, I've got to have $10,000 now. So the universe is asking me for whatever reason to manifest more money. So I'm going to work on it.
Yeah. And I think that we should actually manifest on better health.
I do too.
Because there's no amount of money that can cure you if you have a bad disease.
That's right. So it
So,
all four go together. You've got to do the health, you've got to do the abundance, the financial abundance. You've got to have people who love you, and you want to have that. It's your spiritual connection that's making all this work. And for those of you who don't think there's enough money to go around, I think the last election, if we put both sides together, it was something like $263 billion, something ridiculous. So I divided it by the number, I think it was 300 million people living in the United States, whatever it was, I looked it up. And it came out to $300,000 per man, woman, and child.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
And I would have much preferred that to ads. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah.
Only in USA. Can you imagine if that would happen with the rest of the world?
And that's the kind of abundance I see because there is that kind of money. I mean, why can't everyone just
there's
get a couple $100,000 a year?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
you would keep doing this. I would keep doing what I'm doing because it has to do with my spiritual evolution. I'm not going to stop.
Mhm.
exactly. It comes from
Love
a
it.
different place.
Love
And
it.
what you
Mhm.
said is, we're bringing up the voices to be heard and for us to learn. And
Right.
we are learning, definitely. I am learning.
We're all learning, and
Well,
that's the exciting part of it is pushing yourself to learn and understand new things.
Mm-hmm.
And if people had enough just to pay for their yearly bills and put some up, we might just see a huge creative blast.
and Julia,
Yeah.
do you do workshops?
Do I do what?
Workshops?
Right now, I'm just doing I'm doing an awakening class. I may start another one. That's a 9-month class. I have a Patreon account, and that's like one class a month, 45 minutes for $15. So anyone can do that, and that one's
Mhm.
fun. It's on Zoom. I think people enjoy it because I make up a lot of it as I go.
And
The awakening class is very formal teaching.
how can people get a hold of you?
One True Self, ONE True Self at gmail.com.
That is so, so interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
the animals, I mean, everybody talks about the animal spirit. That's some people have animal spirits, some people have angels. I mean, it depends, right? So
Well, I
it's
have angels I was very surprised that came on later with my wolf work, is that there was a big emphasis on angels. And then I thought, well, anything that'll lift you to a higher vibration matters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And did the wolves choose you?
Very much so. Wolves know me everywhere. In Asheville, North Carolina, wolves are legal. And so I can be walking down the street and some of them will be a mix. I had a boyfriend there and he's like, they see you from like a half a mile away and start yodeling. I'm like, yeah, they're my friends.
I
wow.
have coyotes uh,
Hmm.
where I live, and you can hear them almost every night.
Yeah,
They do their.
I know.
Yeah.
The
Coyotes
whole
are
earth
more
is,
scary than wolves for me.
well, me too, a little because of my association with wolves. I feel safer with it. But I've known people who've had coyotes. See, sometimes the wolves would just love a little dog.
As far as nature, getting out to nature to help your frequency, your vibration. I
Mhm.
have a beach here. I have, is that something that
That's
really
plenty.
helps?
Yeah, that's plenty. That's all you need. I would just walk.
Barefoot. I like to go.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, to manifest like the dream,
Yeah.
Claudia.
Or just feel comfort, you know.
Yeah. And the not and the question that we're gonna love, what message would you give to humanity, to the audience that comes from you, Julia?
So we've all watched The Secret and we've all seen what all these people have manifested. The real secret is what's in you. The magic is what's in you. The magic is you wishing for something and it appears, you asking for bigger, greater, more magical sensations in life and having it
Mhm.
appear. You're wanting to awaken. You're wanting to hear the universe. You're wanting to connect with the universe. Stop reading those books and start working on you.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask you one thing. You know, prayer, people
Hmm.
just ask. I'm not a religious person, but can
Right.
prayer, can you just talk to God, talk to your angels and say, listen, I'm
Sometimes I say, I just don't know what to do about this. You take it.
okay. Okay. And they hear you.
Right. Or sometimes in class, if I can feel that everyone is really off, I'll ask that everyone can open their heart and come together and
Mm,
open to a better life.
okay.
I don't walk around just saying, please give me. I do walk around saying, hey, I could use some help with this.
I see.
I
It's the
love
way
it.
you ask.
Julia,
Mhm.
thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
But
much.
before Maglovia, the card for Julia.
Oh, I have a card. Can I do an angel card or are you up for
Sure,
that?
go ahead. It's fine with me.
Okay.
I think it's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, we always do
I
that at
have
the end.
daily guidance. I'm just gonna mix them. I'm not the greatest at mixing, but I mix them.
It doesn't matter. The
Yeah,
right card will come up.
yeah. And then I'm gonna choose. I haven't seen them, but here's which one. I have 4 cards. I have
Not that one, the next one.
This one?
No, that one. That one.
This one here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Surrender and release.
Yeah, that's what prayer is for me.
Yeah, it says surrender and release. We shower you with blessings of our radiant love. Open your arms and release the challenges that you've held tightly gripped within your hands. Open your hands and arms and heart to our love and assistance.
Yeah.
That's what we were just talking about.
Yeah. That's what I mean. And I like the angels because their energy is so soft and gentle that it's unmistakable. You know, I say
Yes.
that in class. If you're getting the soft, gentle energy, it's an angel. If you're not getting that, either you or someone else is talking to you. And
Okay.
so I used to play with all those things and they just stopped working. It's like I
Really?
can muscle test for clients. I can't muscle test for myself anymore. And when I first learned it, I was like, should I go to the store now? Oh, it says yes. Oh, it says no. I mean, that's how much I used it. It's a check I'm
Wow.
waiting for in the mail, and it was all right, and it was such a relief. And then it's just like one day everything it said was wrong. So I'm like, okay, that's over now. But it was fun
Oh
while it lasted.
no, that must have been like, losing like your cell phone connection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then I learned how to do it without that.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
So you went up a level.
Hmm. But I think tools are wonderful for self-development. I just wish I still had some, but oh well.
Oh, no,
have
you
the
have
animals.
everything.
You have the wolves.
Yeah.
That's true. I
Or your
do.
dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
they
gonna-
don't tell me about decisions, but wolves will if I really call them in. So one thing that you can know, if you really focus on like an ultramarine blue energy, which was power for the wolves, just feel that color coming in
Mm-hmm.
and breathe it in and let them feel your heart and say, I need help expressing the knowledge and the desires in my heart.
Mhm.
And then feel them come into that. And feel how it gets warm and how it expands.
That's so beautiful.
And that's what they want from all of us, is to have that warmth and that happiness and the lack of frustration and just flowing into that.
Yeah.
But if you ever need to power up or you need protection, you can use that ultramarine blue color.
That's good.
That's amazing.
knowledge.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so
Love
much,
it.
Julia.
We learn something new with every guest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Best part about it, isn't it?
I love your background, by the
Thank
way.
you,
The
thank
beautiful
you, Julia.
fabrics. I love
Thank
those.
you.
All right.
It was amazing.
It was a
talking
great
to you.
pleasure.
Likewise.
Namaste.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Namaste.
you.
Bye-bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.